All right, everybody, we're going to get started with the community of practice here. So we got a little less time from the last presentation, so I'm going to run through these first slides pretty quick so we can get to the ABLE presentation. Of course, sorry about that. So first of all, thank you all for being here. Of course, thank you for joining us in Champaign. I know it's kind of a trip for everyone. Quick agenda. So we are going to hear from Rosemary Laudani, who is the manager at Illinois ABLE account. She's going to be with us virtually. I'm imagining that some of you all have heard of ABLE, but she's going to break down the details, the eligibility process, and how that is beneficial to our clients and their families. We're going to have, of course, time for a Q&A with ABLE. And we were going to do a Jeopardy. I do not know if we will have time for that. So save this information in your heads and maybe we will get to that at another point. Okay, let me step back and see this. So September highlights. The Selfies Media team came out for their second visit. I'm sure you all are aware. You see some of the end product of their videos. Those are just some quick 30-second samples. Please know that there are much more significant videos in the works. We're going through different things with editing. I think you might get a sneak peek at more of those videos while you are here. A reminder, everyone, please register for the Virginia retreat. The registration closes on December 6th. Someone would have to remind me on the actual days of the retreat. So January 6th through 8th in Virginia. If any of you all joined us last year, I thought it was a really great time. You really get to see a lot of hands-on stuff. We get to tour different facilities where the Virginia consultants work and where the people they work with work. So it's a very engaging retreat. ICTW transition solutions, so transportation, always an issue. There is a document here that ICTW has created with some different solutions for that problem. So take a look at that. I want to highlight the Vocational Rehabilitation Intellectual Disabilities Research Series, which you will see within the SWTC Connect, which is also on our website. So take a look at that. And another one is SWTC Illinois Evaluation Dissemination and Utilization Brief. So look at this, look at the vocational rehabilitation services and this document here. I think that this document is really good because I think that we look at some of these outcomes that we're trying to get and we want them to happen quickly, right? This document kind of outlines some data that shows that we can kind of pump the brakes on some of this stuff. It takes a long time for people to get employed in competitive integrated employment. So this is data, these are facts. You can kind of utilize these things to maybe settle yourself in knowing that the work you're doing is really good, right? These things take time. We saw these are a little different than Robin's numbers. Robin has the most updated numbers. Something I just want to say when looking at these numbers is that they don't account for all the other positive outcomes that you all are doing throughout your day, right? Just getting someone placed in a job is our end goal, of course, but connecting with an employer, setting up a situational assessment, meeting someone in the community who is interested in the project that you follow up with in the future, right? Those small little connections that everyone is making are just as important of outcomes because they're going to lead to these numbers growing, right? I know that for me, I see my employment specialists working with the same sort of business, company, and seeing them further and further pushing through and making those connections and building their own confidence up when it comes to doing that, because that is not something that is easy. I've gone out with my agency AID numerous times and we just walk into businesses and knowing what to say, how to promote this, how to get the best information across is not easy. So these are the ultimate outcomes, but I just want everyone to recognize that these are not all that counts, right? Please be thinking about your outcomes in your day-to-day working with clients, right? Getting a little more information from a client, understanding more about their abilities, helping them learn how to communicate better. These are all things that also need to be applauded in the work that you do every day. So I just want you all to keep that in mind. And look at that, we're right to Able. And what do I have to do next? Yeah. Hey. Yeah, I'm on Zoom. Mm-mm.
I'm here, if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, Rosemary. Thank you.
Great. If you can just enable my screen so I can share my PowerPoint.
One second, Rosemary. We need a little technical assistance here.
Okie doke. Great, I can share now. Well, thank you everyone for having me today. My name is Rosemary Ladani, and I am the program manager for Able in the state of Illinois. I work out of the Treasurer's office, Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frerich's office. Hopefully you can see my screen. So this presentation is to talk about account owners who have legal capacity and account owners that may not have legal capacity that would need an authorized individual to help them. So we have a disclaimer for legal reasons. The information provided in this webinar is not intended to provide legal, tax, benefits, or investment advice. You should consult your own financial, tax, legal, or benefits advisor about your specific circumstances. The Illinois Able Plan Disclosure Booklet contains more information about the plan, including investment objectives, risk, fees, and expenses. You should read it carefully before opening an Able account. You can obtain the plan disclosure booklet at the website illinoisable.com or by calling our customer service. So what I'm going to be going over today is the overview of Able Basics. This is the nuts and bolts regarding eligibility, what someone may get out of the plan. The next, we're going to talk about eligible adults with legal capacity and how they can open and manage an account by themselves or ask someone to help them. And then we'll talk about authorized individuals, who they are, what their roles are, and their responsibilities. And then we'll talk about authorized individuals in light of the Treasury regulations listing what's called an order of priority. And then we'll go through plan documents where you can find them, along with resources and forms, and then a quick checklist of next steps. So ABLE is an acronym that stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience. This is a tax advantage plan that allows people with disabilities to save and invest money for expenses that are related to living with a disability. This is just one tool in the financial toolbox that allows an individual to save money, invest money, and earn interest on the money that they save, and also keep their federal benefits, such as SSI, SSDI, and Medicaid. And an ABLE account is a standalone product, and it is also a complementary product with a special needs trust. So they can work together, I say, like peanut butter and jelly. So common reasons an individual with a disability would open an ABLE account. Well, first and foremost, it is to allow them to save and invest money so it will not affect asset caps such as the asset caps that are used for SSI and Medicaid. This will allow them to save for things today, tomorrow, and in the future. So it can build a nest egg for them so that they can use the money when they need it. And this will help individuals to avoid the set that down at the end of the month. So with a regular checking account or savings account, at the end of every month, if there's amount over the $2,000 limit, everyone runs out to spend it, whether it's $5 or $100. They spend it so that they do not worry about their benefits being terminated. But with an ABLE account, you can take that money over the $2,000 limit and invest it in the ABLE account to be used when needed. So what are the benefits or the advantages of having an ABLE account? An individual that is receiving SSI benefits can keep up to $100,000 in their ABLE account without it impacting their SSI benefits. So an account can grow to $100,000. If it goes over the $100,000, their SSI benefits are not terminated. They're just placed on hold until the balance goes under $100,000. So this preserves their benefits, allows them to save money for the rainy day they may need it. And then assets in an ABLE account are not counted toward asset limits for Medicaid and HUD. So if you've got $100,000 or $50,000 and you apply for Medicaid or HUD, or you go to recertify for SSI benefits, they are not going to look at the money in the ABLE account and say you have too much savings or investment to allow you to receive the benefits. So they're not counted for asset-based benefits. And then another great thing is anyone can contribute to an ABLE account. So it doesn't have to be just the parents or guardians or friends of a disabled individual or the disabled individual himself or herself. Anyone can. And Illinois has made that beneficial to folks that donate or give money to someone with an ABLE account. If you are an Illinois state taxpayer and you make a contribution, a gift of money to someone with an ABLE account, you can take an Illinois state income tax deduction. If you file single, up to $10,000. If you file jointly, up to $20,000. This has become so popular that TurboTax and H&R Block and other self-preparation tax products have a whole section that walks you through how to take your Illinois state income tax deduction by giving to ABLE. So features of an ABLE account. So first and foremost, the ABLE account is always owned and under the security number of the person with the disability. It's not under mom and dad or the guardian. This is all for and by the person with the disability. And this year in 2024, between January 1st of 2024 and December 31st in 2024, you can contribute $18,000 to your ABLE account from all sources. So that may go up to $19,000 in 2025. We won't know until around December to know if the amount goes up. And then the account size can be up to $500,000. So if you're not worried about preserving benefits, maintaining your SSI benefits, you can have up to $500,000 in the account. So I myself am disabled. I have an ABLE account. I am not currently receiving SSI benefits. So obviously I'm not worried about the $100,000 cutoff. I can keep $500,000 in my account. So features of an ABLE account ownership. So any individual who is a citizen of the United States or a resident alien that lives in the States or on a US military base can have an ABLE account. And then there is only one ABLE account per individual with disability nationwide. So I have an ABLE account. I can't go next door to Indiana or Iowa and open a second and third account. One account per Social Security number. And again, an ABLE account is an alternative to or an add-on to a special needs trust. So we have folks that have special needs trusts that also have ABLE accounts, and we have folks that just have an ABLE account or a special needs trust. And ABLE accounts can be used to pay for housing and utilities. And I'll talk a little bit more about other things that people spend money from an ABLE account on. So how do you qualify for an ABLE account? Well, first and foremost, the disability had to have onset before the age of 26. This means it had to have started before the age of 26. So if we have an infant, as long as they've got a social security number that has a disability, mom and dad or their guardian can open an account on their behalf. If we have someone like myself who is well older than 26 but has a disability from birth, I can have my ABLE account as well. So it doesn't mean that you have to be 26 to open the account. As long as the disability started before 26, you can have the account. And then in 2026, the age limit is going to go up. It's going to move up from 26 to 46. Again, this is happening in the year 2026. So first criteria is disability before the age of 26. And then one of the next three things is true. So disability starts before the age of 26, and the person is entitled to SSI or SSDI. Next is disability started before the age of 26, and the individual has a condition on the Social Security Administration's compassionate allowance list that you would find on their website. Or disability started before the age of 26, and the individual is blind or has a medically determinable physical or mental impairment that results in marked or severe functional limitation that is expected to last longer than 12 months, and they have a written diagnosis from a physician. So these are the eligibility criteria. We never ask the person enrolling in ABLE to submit any documents to us. We do not want a copy of the diagnosis. We don't want any medical documents sent to us. When you enroll, you would just check a box saying that you certify and have those documents at your disposal. The only governmental agency that would ever ask to see a copy of a diagnosis or any paperwork regarding ABLE is the IRS. And currently, as of today, the IRS has not audited any ABLE account across the country. ABLE started in 2014, so in 10 years, the IRS has not audited a single ABLE account. So what can you spend money from an ABLE account on, and when can you spend it? ABLE is not like a mutual fund or a 401k. You do not have to be 65 and a half to spend the money that's in an ABLE account. As long as there's money in the account, you can spend it whenever you need it. You can take out as many withdrawals as you want, as long as they are used for something called a qualified disability expense. We call them QDEs. When the law was written, it was written very broadly to cover as many things as possible, including basic living expenses, such as groceries, rent, anything that would allow someone to live on their own or in a group residence opportunity. Qualified disability expenses are to maintain or improve health, quality of life, or independence of the account owner. And qualified disability expenses are not just limited to medically necessary, or that they do not provide benefits to someone else. So you do not need a prescription or something from your doctor saying that you can spend the money. And again, there are no limits on the number of withdrawals you can make or the dollar amount of withdrawal, as long as you have funds in your account to cover the withdrawal. All withdrawals have to be for qualified disability expenses. You have to keep your receipts for any withdrawal made to the program, any expenditure. And again, the IRS could always audit the account, and they would want to see your receipts of what the money was spent on. So examples of qualified disability expenses: education. This could be a 4-year college. This could be a 2-year college. This could be Park District classes. This could be art classes. This could be trade classes, cosmetology classes. Any educational opportunity that would cost money, you can use your funds from your ABLE account. The picture on the screen of the young man accessing his disability equipped vehicle is a young man that's actually in his 2nd year of college at the University of Michigan. He has an ABLE account and he is using his ABLE money to help fund his college degree. So again, education is one of the things that you can spend the money on. Housing, as I said, rent, mortgage, electricity, heat, having someone clean for you, getting groceries for you, whatever you may need for housing, put a ramp in, retrofitting a house. You can use your ABLE money for that. Transportation, I call this trains, planes, and automobiles. So Uber, taxi cabs, buses, airfare, trains, renting a disability equipped vehicle, buying a disability equipped vehicle. Job training and coaching. So if you need someone to print a resume, if you need someone to help you write a resume, if you need to take some classes on the job prior to the job you apply for, you can use your money for that. Assistive technology, this is probably our broadest area. So this is retrofitting a restroom into a wet room, grab bars, pull bars for beds, putting a ramp on a house, buying technology such as software packages for computers, larger screens for TVs and laptops. We had one young lady who just got her first apartment who is profoundly hard of hearing. She used her ABLE money to help split the cost with her new apartment manager to retrofit the doorbell. Instead of an auditory sound, they tied in the smoke detector, the carbon monoxide detector, along with the doorbell to allow lights to flash and her bed to jiggle so that she knows if there's something going on in her apartment. And she used her money for that. Personal support services, this is above and beyond what you may get from the state. Someone to take you to dinner, do your grocery shopping, clean your apartment, healthcare, prevention, and wellness. These are things that are above what you get through medical insurance. This can be over-the-counter medications. This could be wellness classes, something that's going to give you a better quality of life. Financial management administrative services, if you need a financial manager or a tax provider, and then legal fees. So if we have a parent that knows that they are going to need to get a guardianship for their daughter or son, they can use the money in the ABLE account to pay the legal fees to create the guardianship. Also, if they know that they're going to set up a special needs trust for their child, they can use the money out of the ABLE account to pay for the legal needs to set up the trust. Funeral and burial expenses, all last expenses can be taken out of this account. And again, please keep your receipts for your records. Again, the IRS can audit an account. So where do contributions come from? Well, first and foremost, contributions can come from the account owner or an authorized individual's paycheck. We do direct deposit from payroll, money and gifts from family, friends, and third party. And don't forget, if there are money gifts, the person who gives, if they're an Illinois state taxpayer, gets a tax deduction. Small inheritances, small insurance settlements, and small tax refunds can go into the account. And then distribution from special needs trust, depending on what type of trust, can go into the account. And then fundraisers. So crowdsourcing fundraisers, we have some folks that are saving for larger items, such as a disability equipped vehicle. They can have a crowdsourcing fundraiser or a bake sale and use that money to put in their ABLE account for what they're saving for. You can also roll over another state's ABLE plan. So if I decide to leave Illinois because I want to go someplace warm in the winter, I can take my ABLE account and roll that over into the state where I live, Florida or Arizona, dependent on where I want to go. And then you can roll over a 529 savings account into an ABLE account, and you can deposit SSA or the leftovers at the end of the month over that $2,000 limit. If you do put SSA benefits into the account, you have to make sure that you are an authorized individual on the account. So you've got to make sure that that is you've got that set up on the account. So able to work owners. So if someone is working, they can contribute more than the regular $18,000. They can contribute the $18,000 plus up to the poverty level of $14,580, depending on what they make. And this is for individuals that work but do not contribute, or they are not a part of their employer retirement plan, whether it's a 401k, a 403b, or a 457b. So I'll give you some examples. So Angel works, he's an ill-able account owner. He does not participate in his employer-sponsored plan. This year in 2024, he's going to earn $20,000. That is above the poverty level of $14,580. So he can only contribute the additional $14,580, which means that he can contribute the regular $18,000 plus the $14,580, totaling $32,580. Another example is Jenny. She's an ill-able account owner. She works. She does not participate in her employer and retirement plan. She's only going to earn $5,000, which is well below the $14,580. So this year she can contribute the original $18,000 plus an additional $5,000, totaling $23,000. This work certification program allows individuals to work to have the incentive to save more money annually in their ABLE account. So when you enroll in ABLE, where does the money go? Where do you put your money? Well, first and foremost, we have 6 target risk investment options, and they are with some of the best and broadest funds in the country. If you have 401ks yourself or a mutual fund, I would guess that you are probably currently enrolled yourself in some of these plans, including BlackRock, American Funds, Capital Group, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and Sallie Mae. So you choose where you want to put the money. We have 6 options from aggressive to conservative, and you can choose to put money in some of them, all of them, or none of them. There is an annual base fee based on which plan you have it in. So for example, if you have money in the aggressive option, it's 0.31%. If you have money in the conservative option, it's 0.28. So an example is if you have $1,000 in the aggressive option, you would pay $3.10. If you have $1,000 in the conservative option, you would pay $2.80. And again, you choose where to put the money. You can change how you have your investments laid out twice a year with no fees. So let's say someone opens an account today, and then at the end of October, they decide, I don't really like where I have it. I'm going to change it. You can change it with no problem and no extra fees. You can change it again in December with no problems, no extra fees. There are no hidden fees. There's no brokerage fees on these accounts. There's no hidden transfer fees. This is it. These are the fees on these accounts. So we also have a Fifth Third checking option. You cannot go to Fifth Third to open this up. You cannot transact on this account other than the ATM at the brick and mortars. You would open this checking account option through the ABLE when you enroll online. And with the Fifth Third checking option, you're going to get a real-time debit card. This is not preloaded. It's a regular debit card like most of us have in our wallets. There is unlimited check writing. There are no overdraft fees. This is an FDIC insured account. There's over 40,000 free ATMs across the country, and you earn 1% interest on the account. And again, you can't transact other than the ATM or open an account at the bank. So, as far as fees across the plan, we already talked about bullet point number 2, which is the annual asset-based fees on the risk options. And then everyone, regardless if they have the target risk or the checking or both, is going to pay an annual maintenance fee. And the annual maintenance fee, actually, these fees just came down. For paper delivery, there's an annual fee of $56, and that's charged quarterly. So it's $14 a quarter. If you take e-delivery, it's $31 a year, and it's $7.75 a quarter. And then if you have a checking account, there is a $2 fee for the monthly checking account statement, because with every checking account, you're going to get a statement just like you do with your regular one at home. And that fee is waived if you take e-deliveries of the checking account statement, or you have an average of $250 or more in the account. And then if you want checks, it's $6 for a book of checks. So what happens if someone passes away? Well, first and foremost, while the individual, the account owner, the beneficiary of the account is alive, you can name a secondary beneficiary. The secondary beneficiary by law needs to be a sibling with a disability. The money, when the person passes away, would roll into their sibling's account. If there is a beneficiary that is named that is not a sibling with a disability, there may be taxes or penalties for taking that money and giving it to the other beneficiary. You would need to check with the tax attorney on that. So if someone passes away, what do? Well, you take out all last qualified disability expenses and any funeral and burial expenses that there may be that need to be paid out of the ABLE account. And then 180 days after the death of the account owner, the person or entity that has the legal authority to administer the account owner's estate would submit some forms, Illinois ABLE estate distribution form and a withdrawal form, and the accounts will be released to the individuals that have the legal authority to enact these forms. And then if there is a successor after this 180-day period, the money will be rolled over to their ABLE account. Please remember that Medicaid can still recover from the estate based on factors such as the type of Medicaid benefits the individual account owner received and the individual state the Medicaid policy was from and the account owner's current state of residence. Now in Illinois, the state Medicaid agency, HFS, recently modified its estate recovery rules for Medicaid recipients who died on or after July 1st of 2022. No recoveries are allowed against the first $25,000 of the estate of an individual. So again, $25,000, no recovery be made for. We recommend that everyone go to the website, hfs.illinois.gov, and talk with a legal professional regarding this law. So who can open an ABLE account? So first and foremost, we have an eligible adult that has legal capacity. So there is someone over the age of 18 who is not under guardianship. They can open and manage the account for themselves. They can also give power of attorney to someone if they need help. So if we have an eligible adult, 18 or over with legal capacity, they could give a power of attorney to a person or an entity. This is an agency. This could be a service provider agency. If the service provider agency has the power of attorney, then they could help to open the account on behalf of an adult with legal capacity. So an authorized individual is a person or an agency that has the legal authority to manage finances and the ill-able account on behalf of an eligible minor or an eligible adult without legal capacity. An authorized individual can be someone who has been granted power of attorney, as I said, by someone who has legal capacity 18 and older. An authorized individual is a trusted person or an organization, what we call an entity, that has the legal authority to manage an ill-able account on behalf of the account owner. The authorized individual must always administer the account on behalf of the account owner's benefit, and law prohibits the authorized individual from acquiring any beneficial interest in an ABLE account, which means the account owner cannot pay themselves from the ABLE account to manage the ABLE account. So we're going to go through this. In November 20th of 2022, the Treasury Department finalized the regulations governing ABLE across the country. And they put in something called the order of priority. And it goes from the top to the bottom. And some of these things may overlap. And then there's a whole entity situation that I'll talk about. So the first person that can open an account is self. It's an 18 years old that has legal capacity. And then next is someone that has power of attorney from an adult with legal capacity. Then we have a guardian, a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a grandparent, and an SSA rep payee. So some of these things may overlap. You may have someone that's got a power of attorney, and they may be a parent, and they may be the SSA rep payee. You may have someone that is a spouse and the SSA rep payee. So again, they overlap. Now, if you are an entity that is working on behalf of a client, you can open an account, but entities have to fill out additional documents called an entity authorization signatory form and to attest to some legal things in order to open accounts on behalf of their clients. So if there's anyone here in the room from an entity that wants to consider this, I'm going to give you my email address. Please email me and we can set up a call to explain how entities can open accounts on behalf of their clients. So when you open the account online, first you have to figure out where you are in the order of priority. And then two, you are going to certify under penalty of perjury that you are the person in that hierarchy, and that there is no one above you that is willing and able to act as an authorized individual. So for example, if you are a grandparent and there's parents, you better talk to the parents to make sure that they don't want to open the account, because they could come along and take the account over from you. And in certain cases, you will need to submit documents proving that you are who you say you are. So the next steps, where do you go to open an account? If you go to our website, illinoisable.com, at the website, you can sign up for our newsletter that comes out once a month around the 17th, and you can find brochures on our website. This is actually our website, and I'm going to walk you through a couple of things on the website. So if you click the question mark, you will see that you can find our customer service number. They will talk to you Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they will be able to help you with anything you need, questions about enrollment, questions about deposits, whatever it happens to be. You would go to the top, you would go to our resource section, you would go to forms, and here you would find all the things that you need regarding an ABLE account. So the plan disclosure booklet, which everyone should read, talks about all the legal aspects about ABLE. The enrollment form, you can download it and do it online. You can find change of information form, which is if you want to change an address or a phone number or an email address, you can do this online. If you want to sign up for payroll direct deposit, again, you can do it by online or by downloading it. If you want to do the Able to Work program, this is where you sign up for that. And you can do request for withdrawal from the investment option online or download it. So these are where our forms are. I'm going to take you over to in section. Investments. So this is where our investments are, talks about each of the funds, strategy, objective, risk, and then underneath each one, you can see the price history for the past 18 months. So this is our website. This is where everyone should go to learn more about the program. All of this information is always up to date and the most reliable information that we have. So what are the next steps? Plan on who's going to open the account. Is it going to be a self-managed account by an adult 18 or older with capacity, or is it going to be someone that's going to act as an authorized individual on their behalf? Read the plan disclosure booklet. Look at the brochure that we have that's called What Type of Investor to figure out risk, your tolerance to risk, and then get organized. Gather your information. Social security cards from both the authorized individual and the account owner, driver's licenses, dates of birth, permanent mailing addresses, checking accounts, savings account numbers, if you're going to move money electronically, and then figure out one email address where all information for the plan will go to. And just some reminders, an Able account can be opened for $25. You can open it online or download a paper form and then submit that. Customer service is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number's there. It's also on our website. And you cannot go to a bank or a financial provider or an attorney to open an Able account. People from other states can open Able accounts here, but they should always check their state plan first. So that's it. This is me on the far right side. That's my email address, arladani@illinoisstatetreasurer.gov. If you are with an entity who is interested in learning more about opening Able accounts for your clients, please email me and we will set up a time to talk so that we can walk you through how that can be done. Again, and if you have any questions, or anything that you need from me down the road, again, I'm your girl. Please feel free to email me. Any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then I thank you for having me here. Please keep my email address and call me, email me if you need anything. I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your presentations.
All right. So our categories are Illinois Able Overview, Able account amounts and contributions, and qualified disability expenses. So I will let team one go ahead and choose the first category. Again, if you know the answer, as soon as you know the answer, raise your hand. Has everyone watched Jeopardy before? No. No? Okay. So you have to answer in a question format. Yeah. Yeah, so what is, so like if, what's your favorite food? What is cheese? Definitely my favorite food. Okay, so Kyle will be the judge of who raises their hand first. I'll go ahead and give team one the option to choose the first category. All right, team one, what do you want? QDE for 500? Okay, all right. So whoever knows the answer first, any team, raise your hand. All right. Paying for a gym membership would be which qualifying disability expense? All right. Who raised their hand first? Team three, all right. Oh. Yes, that is the correct answer. And oh, there we go. What is healthcare? All right. So now team three, you get to pick the next category. Why is this not moving on?
We win.
S? Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry. I was like, I can't see it on the screen up here because it's a separate screen that doesn't exist. Okay. Team three, choose your next category. For 400? Okay. Paying for a job coach would be which qualifying disability expense? Team three. Good job. Employment, training, and support. Okay, so that's team three again? They were listening. Yeah. No, I was like, I know that Tina's competitive. That's what it is. Okay, team three, what category do you want? Okay. Buying an augmentative and alternative communication device, AAC, would be which qualifying disability expense? Team three again. What is assistive technology? Awesome. All right, three. You guys get to choose again. Just keep on clearing out the category. Okay. 200. Paying for a post-secondary certificate or academic training program would be which qualifying disability expense? CTF, all right. Say it. Education expenses. Remind me your team number. 5. Okay, CTF, you get to choose the category and the amount. Okay, going big. What is the maximum amount of money you can have in an ABLE account? All right, CTF again. Yeah, so you answered both questions, but yeah, the max amount you can have in the account is 500,000.
You didn't ask me the question.
All right. CTF's team. For 400. All right. Oops. How much money can you contribute to an ABLE account each year? All right, CTF. Look, you're extra credit. All I was looking for was 18,000, but yes, you can contribute more to the account if you're working. No, it's a close race between CTF and Kreider. I'm worried about them later. Okay, choose your category. Oh, whoops, sorry. Okay, able overview for 500. Fill in the blank. The onset of the individual's disability must be before their blank birthday. Was it CTF first? Kyle, you gotta yell at Kyle. He's supposed to be telling me who was first, Kyle. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, what is the 26th birthday? Anytime something goes wrong, we just blame it on Kyle. There is legislation in place nationally to move that back to 42 because of a lot of people who 46, yeah, 46. See, you guys are listening better than I was. Okay, let me go back. All right, CTF again. Able over, okay, Kyle. What does the ABLE acronym stand for? Quintina. All right, they're gonna steal. AID is gonna steal. Achieving a better life experience. You read for one? Who won? Achieving a better life experience, exactly. Okay, AID. For 300. How much of a state income tax deduction can a single filer receive? All right. 10. What is $10,000? Erica, remind me your team number. Were you guys 3? 4. Okay. I should have probably like labeled these better. Okay, Erica. Able overview for 300. Who can contribute to enable accounts? Oh, I think it was AID.
I guess I've been taken out of the role.
Who can, what is any US citizen that contributes to the account?
Yeah, who is anyone? Anyone who is a US citizen. So it can be the account owner, it could be friends, it can be family, you can contribute your paycheck into it. So essentially it's anyone that's a US citizen. All right, you guys were 1, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, choose your category.
Able, you 200.
200. Oops. Fill in the blank. Able accounts allow people to blank and invest money. CTF. I saw your hand. It's a blank and investment account. Savings. Yes, exactly. All right. Okay. Oops.
You did it twice.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. All right, CTF. For 200 or 100? 200? Okay. True or false? An account owner who work and can continue to who work can continue to contribute more than the maximum contribution amount. Who was first? Kyle. All right. All right. What did you say? What is true? So I think, I can't remember the exact amount. But you can, if you are working, you can contribute up to, what was it, 14,680. It's the federal poverty amount for Illinois. In addition to the $18,000. All right. Y'all, you gotta come back. CTF is pulling away here.
Okay.
All right. For 100. Fill in the blank. You can have up to blank in your ABLE account before your benefits get affected. I think his AID was first. What is 100K? Technically it's 900. Because the minute that it gets over 100, then your benefits get suspended. But we'll call it 100K. Yes, we'll accept 100K. All right, AID. Which category? How many ABLE accounts are allowed per individual nationwide? What is one? Now, so if you open an ABLE account in another state, you can transfer it over to Illinois, but you can't own two separate accounts. All right, last one. So qualified disability expenses for 100. All right, Kyle, you better get it right. Paying your monthly rent would be which qualifying disability expense?
What is housing?
Housing. What is housing? Nice job. Were you guys two? You guys were two? All right. All right, very nice job, Team 5 CTF. Woohoo! They get the bragging rights.